What's up, everybody? Excuse me, Nick the Comic Book Nerd here. Gonna do my read of the week for this past Wednesday, March 17th. Hope everybody had a good St. Patty's Day. A little late for this one again. Of course, it's Friday. I tell you guys all the time, my Wi-Fi just doesn't work on Friday and Sunday mornings, and that's exactly what's going on. So I'm gonna shoot this, have some breakfast, and get right into watching the first episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So we'll get into my read of the week, and let me know what your read of the week is down below in the comments. We have 6 books to choose from, and then if you want to hang out for a couple of extra minutes, we'll do my read of the week from last week because I was never able to post it. So let me just get one thing cleared. That's funny. I don't realize you guys see that. All right, so here we go. Read of the week. First, we'll do the rundown. I'm not going to do it in 60 seconds. I still have not been able to do it too fast. So I'll show you the books, and then I'll tell you what I graded them if you didn't see my Instagram post. And then, yo, what's up, Indy? And then, yeah, so. All right, so 6 books. Starting off, Radiant Black. I gave this one a C. It was good. This was more of like a, hey, what's up, Slim? This was more of a, like a backstory on Nathan, or like a daddy issue story on Nathan. He didn't, he was only suited up once. And he wanted to figure out how to use it. He went to find the person in the red suit, and it just was like a quick fight, and that was it. They didn't even really talk or anything like that. So just not great, but he did kind of help the cops out, and he got an offer from the police. Like, you can really make a difference in this community. So Nathan kind of has a place in the world, it seems like, which is great. But like, not a lot happened. So, and it all happened super fast. So I wasn't proud of that. All right, Orcs 2. This was freaking awesome. If you're into any kind of like stuff like this, I love this artwork too. I wanted this to be my read of the week. This was an A. The art is so good in here. Orcs was really cool, and this is a good one. This was pretty big. So we ended up going into this story of these three or four orcs, and basically like how they have their mission and how they got caught kind of like stealing. And they go and they try and find some help from some people, but they get caught by their own people, and they're like, you know what, but you stole, and we're gonna put you away. So they try to advise a plan on how to like escape. But what happens is the 3 people you're looking at were the story that the old woman from the first one told, and looks like they might come around and help out. So really good. This was an A. This was a nice read, funny read. Very, very, very good. This was read of the week, so I'm going to hold that one off for last. All right, Looney Tunes. I know this is silly that I read these sometimes, but this was so good. The artwork in this was awesome. The colors are so good and everything. There was a Duck Dodger story in here, along with a Daffy Duck and Marvin the Martian story, and a Sylvester the Cat and Tweety Bird story. All really funny. I was laughing the whole time. I gave that an A. Black Knight, Curse of the Ebony Blade. I gave this a B. I wanted to give it an A. It was much better than the King in Black tie-in. So this is worth the read. This is cover like E. Show you guys the back. Basically, you see how hey, what's up, Roscoe? Basically, you find out how Dane like talks to a like this AI computer system, and he just tells it its problems, and like it kind of tries to help out and respond, but not really doing much for him. And he talks about how like he knows he's a problem, how he can't stay kind of clean with the Avengers, and he talks about what a good team they are and everything like that. And then he has some woman coming to train with him, and then he ends up getting the call from the Avengers like, oh, we need you right now. And they needed the Ebony Blade. So he goes there, he kind of causes a havoc, which was upsetting. But he puts in a good fight with them. I can't bag and board these. I have no bags and boards somehow. So but he ends up kind of causing some destructing and getting himself killed. And I'll leave it at that, because at the end, that changes. So, but I gave that a B. It was close to an A. There wasn't enough explained to give me an A. I had to go with a B. This was an absolute awesome book. This was an A. Star Wars Bounty Hunter 10. Valence basically is on that ship, and he's trying to find, I can't remember the girl's name now. 2 seconds. He's looking for something, and he ends up finding he gets like saved by Sproul. All of these people come back in. You go back into a backstory where he loses his leg, and now they tell him he'll never be a part of the Empire. Han Solo is in it for a quick cameo, and he ends up telling him like, hey, I'm really sorry what happened to you. And Valence is like, no, you're not, this stuff. So so good. And the way it ends is he finds out that Han Solo is captured, And so Valance is going after them. So Sproul was like, the woman is who kind of came in and saved his ass at the end, was like, hey, yeah, so like whoever he's going after, it sucks to be them. Really good read. My read of the week. It's going to be a little weird. I didn't give this book an A, but because of where it's going to go, and I think because of all the hype this week, I think that's why I gave this one my read of the week. Justice League 59 gets read of the week. So, first of all, I love this cover. I started the Snyder Cut. I'm halfway. It's so long, but it seems really good so far. I like it a lot. I did like the original one, first of all, just to say. I gave this a B because not a lot happened, but we'll go into the story of it. There's 2 stories in here, technically, because they put a Justice League Dark story at the end that was really sick and twisted. But it opens up on with a conversation between what I think is Hawkwoman and Martian Manhunter, but you don't even see him, you only see her. Thank you. I ended up going with this one only because I wanted the Batman one, but I don't like the way Cyborg looks in the movies. So, but I do like the black suit Superman, and I really like Ezra Miller as Flash. So it opens up in Kahndaq, and it's an opening with there's this little boy sitting at his mother's burial site, and Black Adam shows up, and he's talking to the kid, and they're kind of relating to each other about how he lost his like a girl he loved. And then all of a sudden, on the second page, we get the villain, which is pretty cool. Kind of Steppenwolf looking, if you're asking me. It's not him, but I'll get to the name. Black Adam and him are fighting. He tells the kid to go, I'll protect your mother. I'm just seeing where I can find the name again. So they end up fighting, and he's not taking it too well. And then who shows up? The Justice League. So you get Hawkwoman, Superman, Aquaman, and Batman. So it's really cool. What really made me like this is, obviously, Future State was a bit of a dent to get out. To me, this is kind of getting that dent out. So it's cool because when you read next to who they all are, it gives you like a good representation. So it says Hawkgirl, nth metal wielding eternal warrior. Pretty cool because that picks up right where Death Metal let off, basically. Aquaman, ex-King of the Seas, but a new father. Super cool because that leads off where Annie was born. So clearly him and Mira still have a thing going, which is great. So this picked up right where prior to Future State started, which is what I was hoping for. So I have a good feeling about DC and that this is going to be a nice turnaround. So maybe the break is exactly what they needed from all of this stuff. So Batman, the Dark Knight Detective, obviously. Superman, the Last Son of Krypton. Really cool because where Superman had left off, same concept. So they end up helping and fighting, and they end up throwing this guy through every one of their own little worlds. So Superman fights him first a little bit. They get him out in the ocean. Aquaman ends up taking him to the seas and fighting him there. And every time they're fighting this guy, he gets a little bit of a chance. This is a cool artwork page. He gets a little bit of a chance to escape. So he kind of escapes the shark attack, but then all of a sudden, Hawkgirl, who I love, shows up and knocks him out too. Black Adam and Superman are talking. They get pretty into it. And then all of a sudden, like a portal appears. And Batman's telling Superman, you cannot let him get through this portal. Don't let him escape. Because they don't know where it's going to lead to. They know he's not from their world or from their dimension. They just don't know where he's from yet. So they're trying to tell him, don't let him get through the door. Didn't get Nightwing. I keep seeing the ad for Nightwing. I didn't get Nightwing. And all of a sudden, Superman's like, well, I can't get through. So where is this guy from? We don't know. I'm going to go back and find the name because I keep forgetting to find it for you. Basically, Black Adam says, like, all right, well, today's enough for me. I need to be back with my people. So they're kind of upset because they're like, oh, all right, well, Black Adam was kind of like, in the middle of this, we saved him. He kind of helped us out a lot, but we could have, joined forces or something. So they go back to the Hall of Justice, and that's where they have Flash, Green Arrow, and Black Canary hanging out. And Green Arrow flat out brings up, like, hey, we need more of us. We're a good team, but we need more. And Superman completely agrees, and some people don't agree. They want to stay with their little small group. But Green Arrow is like, there are people out there who can help us, and we're not serving justice for everybody. And Superman is 100% on board. Superman's armor is a little lame. He's not very muscular, so not really a big fan of that part. But he's back, so excuse me. I'll show you the Hall of Justice pictures. So So basically now they're all in agreement that they need to do this. What happens next is there's this woman who, her name is Naomi McDuffie. She has powers and she's not afraid to show people. So she's with her friends who are like streaming for her. Here's a good piece of her artwork. That's her opening page. It's really cool. Maybe this will be a first appearance. So she can like fly, and she kind of like has like this little bit of fire or lightning. Not good artwork on her yet. I think there will be. And Black Adam shows up, and he's like, hey, we need to have a word. So I think he's going to take her and bring him to his own side. So I'm hoping this doesn't turn into Black Adam fighting the Justice League, but that's kind of the way it's going. Thanks, dude. I love this shirt. TeePublic. I keep getting stuff from TeePublic, and nobody even knows what it is. Go on Instagram, follow TeePublic, T-E Public, and type in anything you want and search. They have shirts on everything. So really cool, sick stuff. Another reason this was my read of the week. So like I said, this was read of the week because it brought back why I loved Justice League, the comic before this all started, prior to Future State. Aquaman, I was in love with. Batman and Superman, I was really enjoying, which I questioned buying when the next one comes out, and now I'm gonna. I might even dive into Flash. Like, that's the thing. So I think DC is heading back in the right direction. Like I said, not a lot happened here, but I think where it's gonna go is what made it my read of the week. And then there was a Justice League dark story called Return to Caledonia. So basically, it's all about this story of a girl who. There's like a short ending for it. It's about this girl who guards the sword of Merlin. I can't remember the name. I'll find it at the end for you, and then I'll find the name for that other guy, and then we'll go into my read of the week from last week, which will take 2 minutes. So she's watching the sword and the stone, and all of a sudden, who comes down the stairs is Merlin. She goes, "You have returned. Is the war over?" So he tells her, "Yes, I've won the war and everything." And she, of course, can't get this sword out. She stands over it and holds it, but she's not truly trying to pull it out. You go into another whole side story of where they're going back and forth in time, kind of. And you get the story of John Constantine and Zatanna. I've really read much of Zatanna, except for in that Future State Justice League series, which I loved her. Constantine, same concept. I don't read a lot of stuff with Constantine. Batman Damned was a good one with him in it. But realistically, the two of them are walking, and you can kind of tell they're in love with each other, and there's a little fire, and they feel like they need to go and help. And Zatanna all of a sudden can't help. And she goes, "I can't really explain it right now. I'll explain it to you later." So John has to go help these people and put out this fire and this wreckage. You then come back to here. It's like another whole Steppenwolf thing. And it shows like an old story of like the elders or whatever. So basically, now that there's going to be 2 good stories going on. Well, technically, I guess 3 good stories going on. So you have the Justice League team, the Justice League Dark team with Constantine and Zatanna, and then Jason Blood appears. I don't know who that is. I don't know if I've read anything with that name in it. So then this whole thing is going to end where all of a sudden Merlin comes back and he's talking to his warrior who's guarding the sword and the stone, and he stabs her and he takes her out. And so now you're thinking, oh my God, that was like really random. This girl, that was her job, kind of like what's his face, defending the Heimdall, defending the Bifrost. Like, he doesn't leave. So Merlin ends up taking the sword. What's the name of it? I just saw it. Man. See? This is what happens when I actually don't write down my review. But I was like, I'm not going to write it down today because I just read all of these last night. Let's see if I can find it real quick. Caliburnus, that's what it is. I knew it started with a Cal. But anyways, so yeah, read of the week. Justice League 59. They had a regular 8 cover, which didn't have any of the artwork for this Snyder Cut. But I liked the Snyder Cut ones. I would almost buy them all. But like I said, the ones that are mixed in, I just wasn't a fan of. I'm just trying to find you guys the name of this guy. Can't find it now. It was something ridiculous. What's your name? All right, I can't find it now. See what happens when I don't write things down? Justice League, read of the week this week. All right, and then let's just dive real quick into my read of the week from last week, which was, I'm not even going to go through the artwork, Daredevil 28. I had a bunch of books to choose from last week. Deadpool's Dirty 30 was actually really funny. I'll show you guys the cover. I love this cover. But Deadpool 28. So I'm sorry, Daredevil 28. See what happens? See what I'm doing now? Really cool story. It opens up with Mary and Wilson Fisk, and she was running from the symbiotes because they're still going through the Null story. And she tells Wilson, like, I can't really keep doing this. So Wilson gets pissed. And it's all about how, like, he has to, come forth and figure out what's going on. Take care of that little girl she saved, whose mother died. Oh, Jason Blood is Etrigan the demon. Okay, very cool. I didn't know that. Very cool. See, I only met Etrigan in those Future State books. So that's really cool. And he was the monkey, I think, first, right? Detective Chimp. Daredevil is still in prison. And what happens is now he's got to go see, like, the counselor. And she's going to be like, oh, we're going to meet twice a week, this and that. And as this story goes on, Daredevil ends up running into multiple people in jail. So he meets, like, there's this one big guy who knows everything. And every time he starts to tell Daredevil something like, oh, yeah, you can sit with me at lunch, but, like, don't ask me certain questions. And Daredevil kind of asks him the questions, and the guy gets up and gets pissed and leave. Then there's a dude who, Matt Murdock, of course, this little guy, scrawny guy who, like, needs a friend. And he's talking to Matt, and he's like, hey, man, like, I can help you with the questions you were asking. And Daredevil is like, no, like, I don't need your help. Thank you, though. Come back around. That guy's getting his ass kicked in the showers. Daredevil shows up and fights. And he says he belongs here. That's what he keeps telling this counselor too, is I deserve this. I belong here. There needs to be, heroes need to know that there are laws that can be broken. So kind of upsetting, but at the same time, he's accepting of it. And, like, you watch the pages and you're just like, wow, that's, like, really kind of emotional. Cause, like, he fights in the shower, defends this guy, and then he puts his hands behind his head and he's like, all right, take me away. Like, it's okay. Like, you can put me back in. And he goes back to the counselor and everything. And they're like, hey, before the what's the guy who ran? The warden shows up because he's going to call you and he knows you're involved in a fight. We just want to let you know that little guy died. And he was, like, all upset. And she's like, don't worry, it wasn't you. Spider-Man put him in here, but Matt Murdock tried him in court and was able to put him away. So he feels terrible for that too. So he goes back around and now he's like, wow, like, I've basically killed somebody else. Yeah, see, I kind of want to read Justice League Dark from the start now. I might go get the Betrayed, see if I have them at my LCS next week. So yeah, they find out the guy hung himself. They're like, don't worry, it was only his own doing. He wasn't going to last here very long anyways. So Matt ends up going and he's sitting and he's going to have lunch again. And he's talking to this guy and he's like, all right, we got to, I need your help with one thing. And the guy kind of agrees with him, like, all right, let's do this. And all of a sudden Matt takes a bite of his food and he goes, we have one problem though. And he goes, what? And I was like, I've just been poisoned. So Matt's food was poisoned, and Wilson Fisk thought the only way to save Mary was to go and to kill Daredevil. So he's heading to the jail to take out Matt. So it's going to get pretty dark pretty quick. There was no Elektra in the suit this time, but it was still a really cool story. Like I said, it was an emotional story. So that was my read of the week from last week. Thanks so much for hanging out, guys, and being in the chat. You guys are awesome. I almost wish I did write it down this time because I can't believe I forgot the name of that guy. I'm going to try and find it one more time. But yeah, so let me know what your read of the week was. Also, we should all try and get something going together. Like I said, I'm going to come up with something eventually. Come on, what's his name? Brutus. That was all it was. Brutus. No, I'm not reading Stillwater. Did I buy? I might have bought the first trade of Stillwater. I'm trying to remember, to be honest. Did I? Yeah, dude, I love Chip Zdarsky. And then my big thing with Zdarsky was I saw that they were going to do that new Spider-Man series. Let me see where it is. There's a picture of it in here. Spider-Man Spider Shadow. I didn't realize that was going to be Chip Zdarsky. It comes out next month. And then I, of course, go and read the part that says, what if Peter Parker became Venom? So that's going to be a read for me. Sounds like I'm going to grab that one. So kind of excited about that. I wasn't going to try and get into another Spider-Man series because now I really like nonstop Spider-Man. but it looks like that's where it's gonna go. So that's really sick. Yeah, so that's the thing, dude. He's sticking with Marvel too. So definitely want to check that out next month. What if Peter Parker became Venom? I think that's gonna be a great story. Um, but yeah, all right, guys, let me go, and I'm gonna watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and then I'm gonna try and watch a little bit more of Justice League before I go to work. And yeah, I think that's all I got for today. So thanks so much for hanging out in the chat. Thanks so much for keeping it going. Like I said, next time I'll write a review down. I'll remember this time because, like I said, I thought I had this one and not great, but better. All of you have a good day. Like the video, hit that bell. Monday, I think you're all involved in my 100 sub giveaway. So be prepared because Monday we're gonna find out who wins it. So enjoy the rest of your weekend and stay safe. Enjoy your comics.